I took off Danielle versus Jack because I thought we weren't
Who's Jackie?
doing that
Oh,
yet.
that's her.
Exactly. No, we're reading her book. We like her.
I do like her, actually.
I do too. Now that I remember who she is, she's great.
Hi, this is Caitlin.
And this is Sharon.
And welcome to Real Housewives on Real Housewives, where we unravel housewives' story threads and keep the tea flowing.
So chic.
Hold on to your family.
This week, we're digging into Danielle Cabral from Real Housewives of New Jersey, Season 13.
Okay, our verses this week are Danielle versus Teresa and Jennifer, or the Pawn, Danielle versus her brother, and Danielle versus Marge and her arsenal. Just to note, the whole issue of the coffee talk is under Rachel. So if you're looking for that fight, you need to go listen to Rachel's episode where we'll talk about the argument between Danielle and Rachel versus coffee talk.
Okay. So she is originally from Staten Island. She's married to Nate. They have 2 kids, and she started Bougie Kids with a Z.
Mm-hmm.
You
know how I love a Z for an
I
S.
love a good Z at the end. Well, they met while Danielle was trying to make it as an actress in LA.
Okay, that's interesting to me. I don't see her as the type to try to make it as an actress.
Really?
No.
You're kidding, right?
I'm not kidding. I don't see her as that.
I could totally see it.
I see her as starting an online clothing boutique called Bougie Kids. That's what I see.
But then, what was he doing there? Was he trying to be an actor?
That's what I want to know. I could see him trying to make it as an actor.
Really?
Yeah, because he looks like that guy to me from the Reba show. the son-in-law on...
No one is going to know what the Reba show is.
Guys, there was a show with Reba the singer.
Well, he is from Massachusetts.
Anyway.
And he owns his own home security business called Flash Security. So she came on the show as Teresa's friend.
I keep forgetting that. That's weird to me.
Okay, and this part is too confusing for me, but her stepmom was married to Carolyn Manzo's brother.
Yeah,
I cannot follow the family tree.
We're not going to make a chart of that. Nope. All right, so this was her first season. How did her first season go?
I really liked her.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that she was real. I felt like I understood her. She was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think she can be fun. And she can be a little explosive, but that's Jersey.
Yeah, that's true. I liked her, I want to say the first 3 episodes. I was like, oh, I think I'm really going to like her. But then I switched over to Team Rachel, and I kind of fell away from enjoying Danielle. She's fine. I think she'll be good next season. I don't have a huge problem with her, but she's not my favorite. I wouldn't put her on a list, and I'm not sure I'd really care if she didn't come back next season.
See, I would rather have her come back than Rachel.
I
do like Rachel, but if I had to pick, I'd pick Danielle.
Danielle has maybe more spirit, but I liked Rachel more. I thought she was more real and more interesting.
You thought Rachel was more real?
Oh. Yeah, sorry. I mean, I don't think of her as Jackie, because remember, Jackie called her a clearance aisle snooki. Okay. I don't think she's a clearance aisle snooki. And I did not have a problem with how her pants were kind of wrinkled from the hamper. I didn't really see the problem with her outfit.
Oh my God. I thought that she was totally making up how she was being judged until they absolutely acknowledged, and Jackie acknowledged it.
She was all like, I totally think that about her.
Yeah.
I mean, Danielle's not as, this is going to be mean, I think. She's not as classy as the other ladies. But she is Jersey. I'll give you that. Which is funny because she's actually from New York.
Yeah.
Maybe she should be on New York.
Yeah.
It's
but again, Jersey isn't they're not OC. You know?
Exactly.
And even the women on OC aren't always classy. So I don't know.
Also true. I don't know. I guess I just feel like she maybe meant well, but she walked into a lot of problems and she did not make them any easier. Plus, there's something I can't put my finger on about her, and we can talk about that with the issue with the brother.
Okay.
All right. So our first issue is Danielle versus Teresa and Jennifer. And I called it the Pawn, Pawn, because they really, I think, and maybe this is just me putting my stamp on it, but I think they really used her as a pawn this season. And I think they knew what they were doing. But what do you think? We can talk about the background, but first, what do you think?
To what end? What do they get out of? Okay.
Let's tell the story, and then I'll add on what I think they get out of it. So there's a story going around, a rumor, that Melissa was making out with some guy in the backseat of the car. We also go into that much deeper in the Melissa episode. But it ends up, they're saying it's in Margaret's arsenal. So I think there's a little part where they want to expose something that Margaret knows. I think maybe it starts with that. But ultimately, we find out later, and I remember being like, oh my gosh, I'm texting you like, big reveal, big reveal, big reveal. When we find out that Teresa knew of this information before the season started, the Melissa, kissing rumor, that they had already gone, Louis and she had already gone to talk to Joe about it. Melissa already knew that they knew about it. So everyone who needed to know about this rumor already knew about it. So the point at which they're in Ireland and Jennifer Aiden comes to Danielle and is like, well, Marge's friend Laura knows all this stuff and she's going to spill this stuff, but I don't think she wants you to know. Oh, I can't tell you. Oh, I have something to, I can't. Can't tell you too much. Like, it's like this game. Like, I just feel like that was a bunch of crap. And when she comes to her and then she finally tells her that the rumor is that she heard that Melissa was making out with a guy in the backseat of a car that wasn't Joe. When she tells her that, I think that what they gain from that, what Teresa and Jennifer gain, well, Teresa gains keeping her hands clean because Jennifer's doing the work, which she seems to do a lot, I think. And then I think it's the only way that we, the audience, will learn this terrible rumor about Melissa.
Oh, okay.
Because there's no reason for it to be on the show.
Right.
Melissa knows about it. It's not like someone needs to tell Melissa and Teresa doesn't want to be the one to tell Melissa.
Okay, now I get it. So you're saying Teresa is mean and wants this information out there for us, but she doesn't want to come out and just say it. Yes. So she's going to flush it, like launder it for other people.
Yes, it's absolutely, it's hot tea laundering.
Hot tea laundering.
Yes, that is what I'm saying that it is. I also think it's to expose Marge a little bit in the middle of it too.
Was Marge the one who found out first? Who found out first? I can't remember.
I don't know who found out first. Yeah, I'm not sure on that. I almost feel like maybe Teresa, that they knew about it first, but maybe Marge told them.
Yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't seem so likely. So I do feel bad because I do think that Danielle's used as a pawn. And that makes me feel bad for her. So whether I like her or not, she doesn't deserve to be used as a pawn.
Especially because she was Teresa's friend coming on.
Yes. So, I mean, that's just really crappy.
Yeah.
Like,
if you come on and
invite her on.
Yeah, the one person who's supposed to like you.
Yes. And then use
like
her as like a total, way to get your dirty work done. Like, that's totally crappy. I mean, first of all, like we've said on the Melissa episode that we don't really believe the rumor.
No, absolutely not.
So I think that's just important to point out. Do we think that Danielle believes it? I don't think so.
I don't think Danielle believes it.
Yeah.
I think she's really trying to help Melissa protect her reputation and just let her know. Like, I think she has actual concern for Melissa, which is why it's kind of sad that she's the one that gets blamed for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and it's also sad because it feels like maybe there was an opportunity when she and Melissa could have been friends, which is hard because she came on as Teresa's friend. But then Teresa kind of blows that for her. I think that she's more worried about the ownership of the rumor. Like, I think she is smart enough to know, and a lot of new housewives are not, that, oh, by the way, everything you say is going to come out later and come out at the reunion. And I think Danielle sees that, and that's why she's so gung-ho to tell Melissa about it. Like, she knows it's going to come out that she knows, and she has to tell. Like, she's sitting on something that she shouldn't have, and she knows that, and she knows she can't just go, well, I didn't want to say anything. Like, that's going to come back to get her.
Would you tell? No, I think I would just sit and then, because then I'd be like, actually, I don't know.
No, I would totally tell Melissa that I do.
Okay.
I think you have to. I think on this show, if you know anything, you have to tell the person that you know it. I am not sure you have to make a spectacle about it on TV.
Right.
I think even if you want the cameras to follow it, you still could have just done it one-on-one. Like, I think she should have invited Melissa over for coffee talk. Which, again, by the way, is going to be filmed. Like, yes, just I don't know if she knew that information. But I think she should have one-on-one said, "This is going around. It's been already put on camera. I'm not the one putting it on camera." Like Jennifer told me in Ireland, she put it on camera.
Yeah, I think it is actually good to extricate yourself from it and be like, okay, they told me this, but it didn't start with me.
But I don't think you tell it in the middle of a 1920s party.
No.
And you don't tell it anywhere near someone who knows Bo Dietl is there.
You don't tell it when people are drinking alcohol.
That is another good point. Coffee only. That's the magic of coffee.
Talk.
Yes.
It's not tequila talk.
So we were thinking too, like we're totally into this coffee talk thing now because we love coffee and talking.
Yes.
And we're like, let's put those two things together. But on Twitter, we may drop our little coffee talk gems throughout the week. Yes. So you can look forward to those. We're also doing much better on Instagram. We're really putting out some memes. So yeah. So anyway. Side
and
note.
by we mean Caitlin.
It's my new full-time distraction. I think I have kids. I think they're doing okay. Yeah. Okay, so we're at the 1920s party, and this is where they really get into it because there's fingers flying in the face. And see, Marge is mad there too. That's why I do think there was an issue or a desire to bring Marge into it too. Like they wanted to expose Marge's arsenal, which we'll talk about in the next argument, but they also wanted to expose Melissa. So I think what they got from that is a 2-for-1.
Because Teresa doesn't like Marge.
Exactly. She's mad from stuff from previous seasons.
Right.
And we're privy to a little bit of that, but we haven't watched quite as far back. But clearly there's a huge issue there.
So, I mean, I guess Teresa was successful then.
Yeah.
Because
I think she was.
because Marge is mad at Danielle. And even though she said it wasn't as bad as she thought.
Yes.
And everyone else is mad at Danielle. And yeah.
And it's interesting because they ask at the reunion, like, who believes the rumor? And really nobody was like raising their hands so much about it. But at the same time, Teresa does completely get what she wants because she also has a thing that she can blame all season about Joe and Melissa's attitude. Like, she can be like, oh, you guys are so cold and you're trying to ruin my wedding. And really it's like, but you brought all this behind the scenes stuff beforehand that nobody knows about. And then that's fine. You could have used it as what's wrong with them and left it at that. But no, like she had to point out that Melissa may have done something bad. Like she just wants to like ruin her. Yeah. I don't understand the all out drag out need that she has to like throw her name in the mud.
Yeah. Especially, and yeah, you're right, because I don't think anyone believes it.
Yeah.
Teresa didn't even accomplish her end goal.
Right. And it was interesting, I think it was Jen Fessler who said, like, what was the point of bringing up the Melissa rumor at the finale? Like, set up or no set up? Like, why even say it, Danielle?
Because that was her last opportunity or something?
That's what I think. I think she was running out of time and she knew the reunion was coming up. And then Danielle said it was to squash the rumor on camera. She like said, well, Melissa, I was giving you a chance to tell everybody, no, I didn't do that on camera. And I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I think she needed to get it off her chest. And I get that because I'm a person who's like, I have to get this off my chest. Like I have to unburden this thing that I've been carrying around. So like, I completely get that. But I don't think you can go, I did this for you. Like, I don't think that's fair. So in the dressing room at the reunion, which like, I was just like, whoa. This moved Danielle up a tiny bit in my esteem. She says to Nate, her husband, they set me up. Do you think she's still going to feel that way next season?
I am so worried for her next season because who does she have?
Yeah.
If she thinks they set her up, then that's no more Teresa. That's no Jen.
Yeah.
And then she's kind of at odds with Marge, even though maybe they could make up. And then Melissa just didn't go over well because they're so.
And she and Rachel were kind of, but they said they made up. So I kind of wonder as
she
first
and Rachel
season
need to make up.
People, maybe they can make up.
And then is there anyone else?
But otherwise, yeah, she's kind of odd man out.
Yeah. I feel bad for her.
Yeah. Okay. I feel a little bit bad for her, but I still think she kind of made her own mess.
No, she didn't.
Gotta lie in your bed if you make a mess. If you eat crackers in your bed, you have to lie in those crackers, Sharon. The only thing that maybe gives me a little bit of hope, I was thinking, like, who else could she? When she exposed that rumor at the finale, like Marge was all like, she's trying to ruin everything, and you know. But Melissa said, okay, well, Teresa and Jen already knew, and they didn't say anything, but at least Danielle came to us with the rumor. So, like, maybe there's a little bit of hope there with Melissa. Especially if she turns on Teresa, I guess. Yeah. But Danielle would have to make that choice. And that's kind of a dangerous first season choice to make.
Yeah, once you do that, you're totally out of Teresa's life.
Yeah, there's no going back. All right, so we kind of think Teresa and Jen win on that. I would agree.
I do. It makes me sad, but yes, they did.
Yeah, don't like giving them a
Even
win.
if they didn't tarnish Melissa's reputation, they got Danielle into like
a mess.
A mess, yeah.
I agree. Okay, so the second verse is Danielle versus her brother. So Danielle meets with Melissa at Envy, which is Melissa's clothing store, and she kind of wants to talk to her about the buying because she has this bougie kids line. Now, what do we think about bougie kids?
I do not get it because does she make the clothes or is she selling like
she's a reseller
curating clothes?
I think that's why she talked to Melissa because I think Melissa was showing all those racks of clothes and that she chooses what she wants to sell from the season. Yeah. From like lines within line. Like it's not just one fashion designer line, but it's like a bunch at a certain price point maybe or something. I think she does the same thing with bougie kids.
Okay. But then she had like these mother and daughter matching things.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
I didn't like it at all.
My mom would love that. I think my mom has always wanted to be a mother-daughter matching person.
I don't even match my identical kids.
You don't.
So I'm not matching with anyone.
We're like all coming out. Man, you could have like a lot of girl outfits though.
Oh my God.
Imagine the money you could make for her.
Oh, but also I can't even remember. All I remember is a really big bow.
Yes. And there was like a sailory outfit. I remember there was like a stripy.
So I think I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, we don't go on a lot of boat trips.
No.
So. Yeah, I'm not sure I quite get it. And I'm not sure I quite get the, like, you know, when they say like, what's your point or like, what's your identity?
Who's your girl?
Who's your girl? That's exactly what I was looking for. I couldn't figure out who her girl was.
Yeah.
Okay. So this relates a little bit to the story with her brother, because I think it was mostly during the pandemic, she kind of became like this influencer. She brought the flu. No, I'm not blaming her for anything COVID related. She was an influencer on Instagram. So I think that meant maybe with the kids' clothes and stuff. I wasn't entirely sure what she was influencing. Did you get a real clear picture? I didn't.
I got the idea that
fashiony stuff, right?
Whatever it was leading to bougie kids.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So she blocks her brother on Instagram for making fun of her.
Yes.
This turns into a whole thing. She puts in her 2 cents at like his wedding and something. And then all of a sudden she's kicked out of the wedding and her brother pretty much drops her from his life. He gets married without.
I even forgot about the wedding part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She had like added some, I don't know.
Okay.
I think it was those 2 things together. Anyway, but what the story she kind of starts out with is, I blocked her brother on Instagram. We don't speak anymore.
Yeah. That's exactly like what I remember.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so she talks to Melissa about the story, which is the person to talk about, because Melissa.
Yeah.
And see, this is another reason I feel like Teresa, I don't understand why Teresa blames Melissa for everything, because Melissa's kind of like, you got to repair it with your brother. Like, see if you can figure it out. But what's interesting is Danielle blames her sister-in-law, which Melissa's probably like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. Why isn't Danielle talking to Teresa, her friend?
And why doesn't Danielle's mom talk to the brother anymore? So that dad talks to everybody.
Well, remember the mom said something like he wouldn't really talk to her either.
Yeah. So, okay. So that's the information we have. Do you think there's more to this story?
Okay. I don't know, because Danielle insists that there's not. And if there is, maybe it's not our business. But it does sound a little weird.
There's more to the story.
I feel like there's got to be more, but I wouldn't have harassed her about something so painful.
I do think that maybe they pushed her too far on it.
Yeah.
However, she brought the information up to Melissa. True. And again, you know, they're going to find out that they do biographies on you. They're going to find out that you and your brother don't speak. So you needed to come at this with an explanation that just wasn't, I blocked him on Instagram. Mm-hmm. We were joking that our brothers don't ever check Instagram or even are on Instagram. So they would never even notice if we blocked them. So we couldn't like put this to any sort of test. But is it a different generational thing? Like, is that such a slight? Like, if I blocked you today on Instagram, would you be like, that's it, we're done, we're never speaking? Or would you be like, dude, what did I do to make you mad?
I thought in Beverly Hills, sometimes they block and they get mad, but then they unblock.
Oh, constantly. It's back and forth.
Yeah, I thought that there was a lot of unblock, so.
Also, I can kind of see her point a tiny bit. If your brother's doing nothing but making fun of your videos, you're just removing them from his feed. I kind of get that a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I think her blocking him was fine.
But I think there's something more.
There's got to be something
because
more.
The mom's
either that
involved.
Or is there something so deep-seated, like, I don't know.
Never had a good childhood or whatever.
Like
she thought it was fine. Yeah. No, there's more. I think there's more to the story. So the problem is that the ladies are really confused over the story, and they do keep coming at her about it. But I feel like she should have just come up with what she was going to say and then said, guys, this is all I've got to say about it. End of story. But she kind of like just keeps getting mad and walking away and like stomping off. Yeah, and I don't think that helped.
She really did make it her own storyline because she's crying and this.
And
because I believe she's really in pain.
Oh, I do.
I guess if I didn't want to really,
I don't think she's faking it.
Yeah, I don't think she's faking it, but she could have faked it to be less severe.
Yes,
and been like, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. You know, we just don't talk so much. I have no idea what's going on. Like something.
Yeah, if there's a chance for this,
but it became a thing, and then she didn't really want to address it. It's and you know, on Real Housewives, like if you bring something up, you have to be willing to talk about it.
And she should know that. And she said what I thought was interesting. I think it was at the reunion. She said she was going to see her brother again because it was her grandma's funeral and they had to be together. But she said New Jersey was like, Real Housewives of New Jersey was one of his favorite shows and he watched it all the time. It's like, I wonder what happened when he watched it. It was like, oh my God, that's my sister.
I would hope that he would watch it and see how much pain she's in.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he already knew she was in that much pain.
He just blocked Bravo as a channel.
No, he just watches the other ones.
Yeah, he's like, well, big fan of Beverly Hills now. I just think that like, I think it was Jen Fessler who said, because she's just the voice of reason.
I like Jen Fessler a lot.
Like, what did Jen Fessler have to say about this? Because that's the correct answer. But like, she just said it sounded weird. And like what you said happened doesn't, it's like, it's kind of reaching. Yeah. And like, what's the rest of the story?
It doesn't ring true.
Yeah. But Danielle is like, why do I have to be villainized over it? And that I do agree.
Yeah, I do. Exactly. Yeah. It's like, she's not she's not a bad person for not telling us why her and her brother don't.
And I think it got kind of wrapped up in the Arsenal talk with Marge a little bit. And let's go into that next. Because I think that that's part of the problem too. It's like, there was that. And then there was her blaming Marge for hiding information. Well, everyone's like, well, it sounds like Danielle's hiding information. Yeah. And I do think that those two got like wrapped up together and became a whole problem.
Oh, good point.
Who do we think wins in this? I mean, she doesn't win, her brother doesn't win. There's no winner, right?
No.
Jen Fessler, because she makes a lot of smart judgments.
We love you, Jen.
All right, let's do Danielle versus Marge. So when they're doing the luau shopping between Danielle and Rachel, and this is where they have a conversation. Danielle's going to call coffee talk and is mad that it leaves the studio. What happens is that Danielle says that Marge is locked and loaded with information on all the ladies, that she has an arsenal. Mm-hmm. We've said in previous that we do kind of think that Marge has an arsenal. We're not sure it's locked and loaded. Like, we're not sure it's primed to be shot right this second, but that she does seem to come into information.
Yeah.
But what happens is that Margaret and Danielle just can't see eye to eye. And there's just a hate this whole season about each other.
But I don't understand.
Yeah. I mean, do you think they should just forgive each other and move on? Like, what do you think would fix this?
I think because Marge saw it and was like, okay, that wasn't actually as bad as I thought. Yeah. I think if Danielle kind of came at it a little cooler and Marge, I think they could probably.
Yeah. I mean, Melissa just thought an arsenal was a big book.
And honestly, I think Marge and Danielle would have fun together.
I think they could too.
Like, I think they could be fun friends.
Yeah. Do you think they're just too strong of a personalities that they kind of just butted heads this season?
Maybe.
And maybe if they could realize like they're actually more alike than different.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe, I also think there's something when you're a new person. Mm-hmm. If you feel like the new person came on and attacked you, I think that's even worse than if it's like, it's like, who do you think you are?
Yeah. You're brand new and you got this over on me or whatever. Yeah. I do agree with that. I liked it when Marge was really mad. And she was like, about Danielle, she was like, I'll take her Amazon dress and wrap it around her throat. I don't know why that just hit me. Again, it's like the old women are really like judging the newer fashion of Danielle this season. And I didn't think her fashion was that terrible. She's flashy. But so's her house, so's her daughter. So I mean, that's just sort of her, glitter's her thing.
That's kind of her.
It is kind of her. Okay, you had said that you really thought Danielle got the raw deal in the Margaret Arsenal thing.
I do. Mm-hmm. I think she lost and it's not fair.
Yeah.
I think she really is a nice person and then she doesn't know how to tame situations. I don't know what the word is. She doesn't know how to put the fire out. Mm-hmm. Like she only knows how to make it worse. And I don't think she's trying to make it worse.
She's really hot-headed because when you compare her to Rachel, like Rachel could really calmly like back out of situations. Mm-hmm. Danielle would just keep like going in hotter and hotter and hotter and making the fire just like blow up. Mm-hmm. Like she just really couldn't. Yeah. She's way too hot-headed to like, she sees nothing but red when she's mad.
Yeah.
And if she can't fix that, I'm afraid she's going to have issues with everybody forever. Like I think she's got to find a way to either be fun and just stay back or not jump in on every, I don't know, thing that comes her way. Because I do think she just got used as a pawn over and over and over. Mm-hmm. Like the Arsenal thing, where did she hear that? It was probably, again, Teresa and Jennifer. Like she just took the bait constantly. And I feel bad because I think she wanted to be liked. Yeah. And so she was like, well, I'll do what they say and they'll have my back. And then it turns out they did not have her back at all.
Yeah. She's all by herself.
Yeah. And I think she really is used as a pawn in a lot of situations.
I think so too.
And so I don't know. I guess, I mean, that makes me feel a little bit bad for her, but it didn't endear her to me at all.
Oh, see, sadly. I liked her to begin with.
Yeah.
I want to have coffee talk with her.
I want to have coffee talk with Rachel.
I think Danielle would be really fun.
I think she might scare me.
I don't think she and I would have anything in common, but no. I think she would sit there and just talk while I like watched her, and I would just be amused because she just like talk about all kinds of crazy stuff.
Maybe she is more of a performer than I realized. Now, is that good or bad that she wanted to be an actress? Because sometimes on Housewives, that comes back to get you. Because people just say, "Oh, you're just an actress. You're not real." Dun dun. Dun. All right, so who wins here?
Marge.
Yeah, agree.
It's not fair.
Yeah, sorry. All right, well, coming up next, so we have a few more episodes of Jersey before we conclude, but we have a bunch of Jersey books. We're going to be doing Melissa's book. We're going to be doing, Teresa has 2 books that we're going to do. We're also going to look at her cookbooks. And for everyone who thinks that we hate Teresa, I do not hate her cooking. So we'll go into that. I was actually
credit where credit is due.
Pretty happy with some of the recipes. Who else are we going to do? We're going to look at, Marge has a book. Joe has a book. Joe Gorga.
Oh yeah, Joe. I bought Joe's book. It's I'm excited to read it. It's funny. It's like a small book, and it's just like a really big picture of his face on it. I don't know. It's kind of funny.
For some reason, that seems on brand to me. And if you like books and you like bookmarks, I feel like I'm totally like leading into a commercial here. Right? But this was we came up with a compromise with Thomas on.
Yeah. So remember, Thomas doesn't like business cards.
Hates them.
So we are going to, and because we do our book clubs, we're going to have bookmarks.
Yes. Real Housewives on Real Housewives bookmarks.
They're even going to have a tassel.
Yes. We went back and forth on that tassel. You guys on the tassel.
We have to tie them ourselves. When you come and you get a bookmark, you better appreciate that tassel.
It's made with love. But anyway, come find us at BravoCon and we will give you a bookmark. All right. Remember, Housewives bring the drama.
We bring the receipts. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to help support us, please share it with others and leave a rating and review. Also, visit us on Instagram and Twitter, both at RH_on_RH for fun pictures and polls, or email us at rhonrhpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks again, and remember to stay out of the shade.